Seasonal tokens are cryptocurrencies mined using proof of work. They've been designed to increase in price in a predictable sequence, making it possible for investors to continually increase the total number of tokens they own by trading them in a cycle. And with me is Zahid Ali, the head of partnerships and strategic development with Seasonal Tokens. So great to have you here from London.
Thank you very much, Jane. Really nice to be here.
Yeah. So Zahid, explain to me Islamic finance and how is that different from Western finance?
Okay, so Islamic finance, or otherwise known as Sharia compliant finance, in simple terms, is related to any banking or financial activity that ultimately complies with Sharia principles and its practical application through the development of Islamic economics. Some of the modes of Islamic finance or Islamic banking finance include Mudaraba, Wadiya, or Ijra. In terms of how it differs from traditional or Western finance, I suppose the key here is, for example, any loan that's given by an Islamic bank or an Islamic financial institution must be categorically interest-free. Conventional banks, on the other hand, treat money as a commodity and lend it against interest as its compensation, whilst Islamic banking financial institutions usually are asset-backed, involve trading of assets, renting of assets, and the participation on a profit and loss basis. The key, I suppose, is they are completely interest-free. Yeah, I think that's the key difference.
That's the key thing, the interest. So how does seasonal tokens then fit into this framework of Islamic finance?
Okay, good question, Jane. In a nutshell, seasonal tokens themselves, as well as the seasonal token trading strategy of wealth generation, has been designed from the very start to be compatible with the requirements of Islamic finance. Accordingly, some of the factors in which seasonal tokens help fit into this Islamic finance landscape, which at the same time make them both unique and different, include this four. Firstly, interest, or in Arabic, which is known as riba. Both seasonal tokens and the strategy of seasonal trading involve no interest whatsoever, as sort of mentioned earlier, on any sort of loans, because there's absolutely no lending involved at all within the seasonal tokens sort of platform. Secondly, forbidden goods and activities, or in Arabic known as haram. Again, nothing forbidden in Islam, such as pork or alcohol, is produced within our sort of platform or business model. The tokens themselves are commodities like gold is or Bitcoin is, and holding or trading them generates no additional products whatsoever. Third, speculation, or in Arabic known as maisir. Here, the expectation that users can increase their holdings over time does not come from betting that an uncertain event will occur or will not occur in the future. It comes from fully predictable and predetermined events, or known as halvings, within our sort of platform. And these halvings are scheduled by smart contracts and can never actually be changed. They just run on autopilot. And number four is risk, or gahir, known in Arabic. Our system has been designed to completely eliminate the risk of ending up with fewer tokens. When a trader trades tokens for more tokens of a different type, the total number of tokens owned is a number that generally will go up and never will go down. So yeah.
And given that Islamic finance is against excessive uncertainty, even risk, how does seasonal tokens meet that requirement?
Yeah, good question. So I think one of the key sort of ethical aspects of seasonal tokens business model is that the solution completely removes the need for speculation and thus removes the uncertainty element altogether. Traders who want to accumulate Bitcoin, for example, or dollars over time by trading between them must bet on the future price changes. They risk ending up with both fewer dollars and potentially fewer Bitcoins. But traders who accumulate seasonal tokens, on the other hand, by trading expensive ones for cheaper ones, do not need to bet or speculate and can eliminate the risk of ending up with fewer tokens, because ultimately our platform removes the need or remove speculation in terms of this process.
Because there's so much hedging that it removes some of that. Now, are there countries that you have in mind that would particularly be well suited for this and that would fit in well with the Islamic finance philosophy?
Yeah, absolutely. So, generally speaking, we feel that our solution caters for everyone and anyone. In other words, anyone that is involved or interested in cryptocurrencies and or digital assets, and especially so if they are interested in wealth creation in an ethical and non-speculative manner using digital assets or tokens. Seasonal tokens allows users to accumulate tokens over time by trading and make it possible to eliminate the risk of making a trading loss measured in tokens, ultimately ensuring risk reduction, allowing for profit without inflicting loss, removing speculation in its entirety, rewarding patience, and the whole process is both transparent and decentralized. So, with these key benefits, or if you like to call them unique selling points or USPs, pretty much fully compatible with Islamic finance and Sharia principles, we came to a realization that one of our key target markets who would benefit from our solutions will be the Islamic world, generally speaking. So, although our solution is for the masses, we feel the Islamic world would potentially be both extremely interested in and impacted by our services. With this, then, we plan to interact with and strategically align with the Islamic world within the following areas. So, firstly, in terms of target countries or regions, firstly, we're looking to target the GCC region, and within that region, focus on Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, and Kuwait. As well, Southeast Asia with a focus on Malaysia and Indonesia. In Asia, we're looking to sort of target India and Pakistan. And in Europe, we're looking to sort of target London and countries like Turkey and maybe sort of the Balkan states like Bosnia. Secondly, we're also looking to target the crypto communities within these geographic locations and countries with a focus on protocols, exchanges, DeFi solution providers, Web3 platforms and projects, and additional service providers, as well as traders who we can invite and ask to join our platform, to join the Season Tokens platform. So, yeah.
Are there other ways too that seasonal tokens could help in the Islamic world, say with unbanked or underbanked?
Yes, absolutely. As seasonal tokens as a business model, we believe can become very impactful to the broader Islamic finance industry by way of becoming a real and viable bridge that connects the current Islamic finance industry to the whole crypto and digital asset space, especially so as so much is already being done and going on within this sort of process, generally within the GCC, North Africa, and Southeast Asia, as well Europe, when it comes to cryptocurrencies and digital assets. Additionally, with the latter, for example, digital assets and cryptocurrencies as having so many similarities with Islamic finance, generally speaking, seasonal tokens can actually become one such platform that includes both principles in a way that is both inclusive and integrated, which also provides safer and low risk solutions for underbanked and unbanked populations of these countries if they chose to use our sort of platform. Furthermore, anyone, ultimately anyone, Jane, with a phone can use seasonal tokens to access a risk reducing strategy for building long term wealth in terms of digital assets. While brokerage accounts and other investment vehicles, on the other hand, are only available to people with bank accounts and excessive amounts of money, our platform is actually the opposite. It allows anyone to sort of access our platform and use the seasonal tokens platform with minimal sort of investment. We feel them to sort of, the key sort of areas which can sort of, not only align crypto space with traditional sort of Islamic finance space, but it also helps them to sort of integrate much more efficiently and effectively.
Well, and you mentioned how the platform is good for beginners, but there's also a lot of information on the seasonal tokens platform for people who are new to cryptocurrencies and new to seasonal tokens, where they can kind of test it out and learn. So can you explain a little bit about what's available to them?
Yeah, absolutely. So, firstly, resources available. I would say we have our website, which is full of general information. Additionally, we have our social media platforms, of which the most active is our Discord channel, where there's a lot of our community and team are based, and it is here where newcomers can get questions and queries answered efficiently and effectively. That said, the most important resource, in my opinion, that supports our platform and assists newcomers to trade and use our seasonal token solution is the trading simulator, which allows all newcomers as well as existing community members to practice without actually risking real funds, or in other words, US dollars or euros or pounds sterling. The seasonal tokens trading simulator allows users to practice trading tokens for more tokens over time as the prices cycle around each other without putting any real money at risk. In a nutshell, Jane, our recommendation to all newcomers and even existing members or holders is for everyone to come and use the simulator to see how many tokens they can actually acquire, to actually get a feel of how the solution works and how they can benefit from a practical viewpoint. And I think the simulator does our platform a lot of justice because it allows anyone to come very quickly, very easily, without any sort of complications, or it's not complicated at all. They can come and use it. It's like a simulator.
Right. No commitment that they have to make or anything like that. Are there other specific resources or forums that you would recommend for people to visit if they're interested in learning about seasonal tokens or Islamic finance? What would be some places you'd recommend they go?
The best way for interested individuals to learn more about the seasonal tokens business is ultimately to get involved within our community, within our Discord channels, I would say is the key. That's where a lot of good stuff is happening. That's where a lot of our community, there's competitions, there's all kinds of sort of good stuff happening. I would sort of advise all newcomers to get involved in community events within our sort of Discord channels and help us to ultimately get the word out. In a nutshell, I think the best resource will always be our trading simulator, where new members can just come and test it, see if they like it, and if they do like it, they can, come and they can become holders of the seasonal tokens themselves, and ultimately sort of use our platform to increase their wealth in an ethical, non-speculative and risk-reduced sort of manner, really.
Okay. Very interesting, Zahid. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Jane. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.